Obviously, a tough game yesterday. Give credit to the Ravens. Really good job on defense. We knew they were really good defense going in, holding teams to 13 points, those last 6 weeks. Had a good plan, played well. Credit our guys. They fought to the end. We didn't get in, do enough on offense. That starts with me. But we were there at the end and, didn't quite make enough plays to get it done.
Do you think in Josh's development, his maturation, that he needed to see something like that? Something that he can measure from, and he's shown that he's a good learner, that he could learn from, and that was good, maybe bad from a result perspective, but good from a maturity perspective.
Yeah, I think, look, he's had games, we've had games where people have pressured. Coach Martindale, that's what they do. They pressure a lot. Sometimes it's with a post safety, sometimes it's with 2 safeties, sometimes with no safeties. We had 16 what we call blitz zeros yesterday. Executed against some of them, and some we didn't. Their decision was to pressure. We anticipated there was going to be some pressure. We got to do a good job of dialing up the right ones and executing them when we have an opportunity to.
I know you probably figured they would blitz, considering they were blitzing on like half of their downs coming into the game, but you mentioned 16 blitz zeros.
Yeah.
Did that at any point surprise you? Where you're like, man, they're coming again?
No, because when you study all the games that he's done, some he's had more, some he's had less. Again, was very aggressive. He did them in all areas of the field. He did them in, the red zone on the touchdown to Cole, a 2-point play, some third downs, some first and second downs when we're on our side, when we're on their side. A very aggressive play caller.
In your experience, is this something that Josh can take moving forward and maybe perform differently or even react differently in games like this?
Yeah, I think that's for all of us. You again, each week is week to week, and you learn from the things that, whether it gave you an issue or you need to do better on, and you apply them for that week going into it, whether you get it or you don't get it. It's a copycat league a lot of the times, and you try to make sure that, what you're putting together and what we're executing is the right stuff.
Coach Devin kind of put you in some good spots at times yesterday. I mean, when he's gotten the ball, he's been productive for you, making something out of nothing at times. What is it about him that somehow finds a way to kind of get it done even when it's all on him?
Sure, he's a good player. He's got quickness, elusiveness, good vision. You can use him in the pass game and in the running game. He's a good young player.
Yesterday was probably the most extensive you've used him in the pass game with some of the spread looks that you went.
Sure.
What steps is he taking to kind of earn maybe some more opportunities in that area of the game?
Yeah, he works at it during the week. I think he's got a great mentor in Frank and Skip. We do one-on-ones every week in practice. You just try to, add stuff to his plate. He's a smart young player. You make sure it's not too much, but enough that he can handle. We were close on that one at the end of the game. They played, blitz zero, and he ran, by the guy, and we just missed it there.
How do you think he fared? I mean, there was a lot of blitz pickup for him yesterday.
Sure.
How do you think he fared yesterday?
Like a lot of guys, like all of us, some good, some bad. We had a variety of I'd say, protection schemes, different looks to try to counteract some of their looks. He's a smart guy. He's, all that stuff is good for him as we get going here in the later part of December.
Behind Devin, Frank has hit kind of a tough stretch here, at least statistically. What do you have to do differently to get him going, to get Devin some support so it doesn't feel like it's all on him?
Sure. Well, I mean, the personnel stuff we've used, we've went with Devin for the most part. The times that Frank has been in, there's a fairly loaded box in some of those situations. I've got a lot of confidence in Frank, and we'll just see how it goes as December goes. But he can run all the plays that we need him to run. We've went with Devin here these last couple weeks with the style of play that we've been using.
Yeldon hasn't been active in quite a while for you guys, but where's he at in terms of practice, and is he an option for him?
Yeah, he's doing everything the way we need him to be. I think that's always Coach McDermott revisits that every week. Good teammate, works hard. If he's called upon, I'm sure he'll be ready.
How much is on Josh's plate before the snap in terms of
At times, quite a bit. At other times, you know, you could have certain protection schemes that just gap it all up and you take them as they come. But he has quite a bit of responsibility, I would say, in the overall organization of protections, whether that be a point or a redirect or a slide if he needs to do something. You know, you can't have alerts on every play when you're playing a team that pressures a bunch, or else it's going to be a slow process. Sometimes you get up and snap it quick before they get ready. And he made quite a bit of those calls yesterday, I would say, throughout the game.
How do you help Dawson navigate through the inconsistencies? Because we've seen him make one-handed grabs,
Sure.
contested down the sidelines, and also miss what appear, at least, to be easier plays for him to make.
Yeah, you have a positive approach. It's a tough league. People are going to make mistakes. Players are going to make mistakes, coaches, but you have to have good mental resiliency and confidence in your guys. You know, I told Rob, I said, hey, make sure you get to him right away because we're going to come right back to him. Have a lot of confidence in him. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. You're going to have to fight through some things, and whether it's a young player, an old player, and Dawson's in this case, you know, he's a strong-minded guy. Have a lot of confidence in him. Just play the next play.
Josh said after the game he thought maybe he could have taken a little bit more of what the defense gave him early on in the game. He did have a couple guys open, though, he tried for downfield. So would you agree with that, or are you okay with the shots he took?
Yeah, I mean, we were behind the defense on a few plays there, and just didn't connect. And there was other times I'd say, you know, if you got read one and read one's open, then go ahead and give it to him. But you know, like the third play of the game, we started out. Look, we didn't execute. I didn't do a good enough job with it. We had some 3-and-outs early on, never got into a good rhythm. So that first third down was a long play there to Smoke, where, you know, the safety came down and we had him, just missed on it. And then the next one was a 3rd and 12, where he was just reading it down top to bottom. It was a levels play. I think he settled in as the game went on. And again, that defense is a tough defense. It's a tough defense to prepare for. And then when you get out there in live action, they do so many different things. They have so many different fronts, so many different pressures, they play every coverage that you can play. You know, give them credit. They did a really good job.
What's the challenge of developing a consistent screen game when you have a quarterback that escapes the pocket, and defenses are obviously aware of that and find a certain way?
Sure. No, screens are good. You know, we had a couple perimeter screens and the one that got called back there on the hold. You know, screens are usually hit and miss in this league. You watch them, you know, from week to week with all the teams, and there's a bunch of bad ones and then there's a bunch of good ones. And the good ones are usually really big ones, like the one we had in Washington. And we came back and ran a different one, and it's a throw it in the dirt. They're hard to practice, you know, because you're not always getting the full rush like a game rush. So you got to take time, you know, whether that's during a special teams period or wherever it may be, to go walk through the things and try to get the best looks you can get. You know, so.
This Pittsburgh team, I know you just started preparing, but this is a team that, you know, was written off after Big Ben went out. What's been your thought process on what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball?
They're really good. Yeah, I think they got 8 or 9 first-rounders. They can rush the passer. They can stop the run. I mean, again, we're just starting on them here, but I think they're first in takeaways, second in the league in negative plays, first in sacks. Good situational football team. They're 7-1 their last 8. They're 3-0 in their last 3. Got a lot of good players. They got a good coaching staff. Again, the scheme and stuff, we're getting out of them now, but you know, just a brief time that I started, it's a pretty impressive group. It's, you know, another top 5 or 6 defense like Denver was, like Dallas was, like Baltimore is, like they are. So we're going to have to do a good job of putting a good plan, having a good week, and then playing in a tough environment.